good on there except mine. It's a green background with this ghost-looking thing. It's really ugly.
Hey, Jordan. Wait, let me unmute you. Oh, wait. Mute. I'm going to unmute Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
Hey.
How are you? I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so excited too. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your testimony and your tips with my team. I'm so excited.
No problem. I can't wait. Sorry, I just got done with Zumba, so I'm like super not cute right now.
You look super cute. So I'll just go ahead and introduce you. This is Jordan Reynolds, and Jordan just went Emerald in March. Yay! And she is the youngest jewel in Plexus. So we're so excited for her to be on the call tonight, and she's going to share her testimony. If you could just make sure that you are all muted, and if you have questions as Jordan is talking, feel free to ask those questions in the chat, and we'll do some Q&A at the end of our session. So without further ado, Jordan Reynolds.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. So I joined Plexus my freshman year of college. I was 19 years old. And I really wasn't looking for a business at all. I really didn't know Plexus was for anything except for weight loss. And so I saw my friend Susie McCall posting about Plexus on Facebook. And so I've known Susie and Chris since I was around 8 years old. Her son and my brother played baseball together, so that's how I know them. I knew she was all about health and fitness, and she wouldn't really be talking about a product unless it was really awesome. So I tried a 3-day from her. I loved it. And I decided to join just for the discount because I wanted my products cheap. So I was that girl who was on every yo-yo diet out there, different products from different companies, and nothing really would ever work for me. Nothing really ever stuck. I also would gain my weight back, or nothing really ever did work in the end. And so I thought Plexus was going to be just like one of those things, and it really wasn't. Once I really realized what the products were doing for me, I really couldn't stop talking about them. So I lost 15 pounds on the products in 2 months. I gained energy I didn't have. I was that college student that had a pillow and blanket in her car because I was so tired all the time. And at 19 years old, it's not normal to be fatigued and exhausted all the time, but that was my reality. I was teaching Zumba fitness classes at the time too, and I really was struggling in my classes to teach the way I wanted to with energy because I was so tired all the time. And I had to take naps between classes and take a nap at least every day for a couple hours just to get through the day at 19 years old. So I know that's not normal. But since I started Plexus, I don't need naps anymore. I don't really even think about naps. And that used to be my first thought. It was, okay, I can do this, and then I can take a nap for 2 hours, and then I can go teach or do homework or really whatever. And I don't ever take naps anymore. I dealt with really bad sleep issues for a long time. I thought that was normal, and I now sleep through the night. I'm not tossing and turning anymore, and it's just so awesome that I wake up and I'm refreshed and I'm ready to go. And I mean, Plexus has changed everything for me with my cravings, with weight loss, with my sleep, with everything, and it's just been so awesome. So I really started sharing on Facebook what I was experiencing without really even thinking that I was working a business. And before I knew it, I had some team members and some customers, and I said, okay. So I had probably around 30 people, and I said, okay, like, God, I really want 100 people on my team by summer. And so I really just started tithing and really giving and helping my team grow. And I had 130 by summer that year. And it was back in summer 2014 that happened. So now I have around 1,000 team members. We're over that now. So it's crazy. I've been with the company for 2.5 years. So I'll tell you guys that this opportunity is for anybody that wants it. I started at 19 years old with just me, one person. And now I'm 22 years old, 2.5 years later, and I have 1,000 people on my team. That's crazy. And I mean, we're so unique that we have discount ambassadors, that we're not just all working the business. So I think we're really blessed with that people can join for the discount and then decide if they want to work the business. So I mean, our company is just so unique. Our products are so unique that, I mean, it's incredible the growth that we're experiencing right now. And I believe we're just scratching the surface. We have so much farther to go. And I'm just so excited for the 2 new products they're going to get at convention, or the 1 new product we're getting at convention and the revamped one. I can't wait. So it's going to be awesome. So I'll just tell you guys that just go all in, be consistent. That was what really helped me, was just being really consistent with my posting. And in the beginning, I didn't know I was working a business, like I said, but I just always kept posting. Either it was testimonies, or it was something that I was doing, or thankful for the Ease products because of Zumba or an injury I was dealing with, or the 96 or the fat burner shake we're blessed to have. So just really be consistent. And I really built my business on Facebook. I was really shy before Plexus. And so really it pulled it out of me, but Facebook is really where I built my business. Posting every day, reaching out to people. And then once I got more comfortable with sharing the products, it was in person. I do coffee dates a lot with people that I'm prospecting. I do voice text, phone calls, Skype, really anything that really works. So Facebook is a really good tool though. So if you're not utilizing it, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're also hurting your friends too, because you can reach out to so many people at one time and you don't know really who needs this opportunity or these products. But yeah. So now I want to give a little bit of tips. My biggest tip for you guys would to get really strong belief within yourself. And that has just been huge for me. I'm different with my story. I was Ruby before I really had a belief in myself. I was really blessed with getting 2 rock stars in the very beginning. And I went Ruby probably 2 days before convention in 2014 in Dallas. I went there and I got that belief. I knew that I could take this as far as I wanted to. And so I came home, I made a plan, and I stuck with that plan. And it didn't happen overnight, because nothing ever happens overnight. I always tell my team that you can't get a 6-pack by walking into a gym one day and then come home and you have it. Or I would have had one like 6 years ago. So you have to do it consistently, daily, and really put in the work and time that it takes to get to where you want to go. So, but getting that belief is so important, because people can sense that you don't really believe in what you're doing, or you don't believe in yourself. So you need to believe in yourself and know that you can take this as far as you want. If you want to go gold and that's where you want to be, or if you want to just get a few customers to really pay for your products, or if you want to take this the whole way, just get what you want in front of you and then don't stop until you get there, because the only reason that you will fail in this business is to quit. So it doesn't matter. You just need to keep going. Like for me, my goal was to go Emerald last October. It happened in March. So I had to keep moving my date, and that's fine because it did happen eventually. So just because it's a deadline, you can still move them. So it's not, you just have to keep going. But just for me, just building that belief, coming back from that convention, I got really into personal growth and development. So a couple of books that I love. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell is really awesome. And get the workbook version so you can do some take-home activities, and there's also some challenges you can do. So I love that. We actually did that last summer with 5 girls. Susie did with me, and then a couple other girls. And all of us are now Emerald and up. From that, we were Ruby. We were at least Ruby and Senior Ruby then. So we're all now Jewel Ambassadors. So it really does work, and it really gave us that belief in ourselves. And it gives you the tools and the roadmap to where you need to go. So I love that book. I love Beach Money by Jordan Adler. It's really great. If you don't have belief in network marketing as a whole yet, go to Amazon and get Flip Flop CEO. So that's really great. You're going to hear a lot of stories from a lot of different people in different companies. So it's really good for building that belief in the industry. And then I always want to mention Undaunted by Christine Kane. So I just added this to my list of books I love to share with other people. So this book, if you deal with not feeling like you deserve to be at the top, or you don't feel like you deserve to go diamond, emerald, sapphire, or whatever rank you're wanting to go for because of some past things that have happened in your life, or you just don't have that belief in yourself yet, that book is incredible. And I know that for me, just going from Sonia Dudley's training, I read that book around the same time, and Sonia Dudley's training is all about getting past your past, and so you can move on to really where you want to go and putting those walls down so you can get where you want to go. And that book is awesome for that, for sure. So it's actually on Amazon, and you can get it. And she came out with a new one recently too. So all her books are great. I think that's about all for the books. And then I also like to start my day off with motivation. So I love TED Talks. They're amazing. My favorite TED Talk, it's by Mel Robbins, and it's called How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over. There is a smidge of language, but the content is really great. So if you can get past that, you're awesome. I love it. I've probably listened to it so many times. I can honestly quote it. It's incredible. She was a lawyer. Now she's a speaker, and she actually does her own radio show in 40 cities. So she's amazing. And then just any TED Talks are great with Tony Robbins too. And then I also, whenever I first started, I started with the McCalls probably a month after them. So we didn't really know anything. We kind of learned as we went. And so Sonia Dudley was on YouTube, and I think Sarah Marble was on YouTube at the time. And who else? Lori Harrison. So I learned really how to work plexus and all about the products from those three women. And they're still on there. And so now we're blessed to have Melissa Eichenhorst, Tara Castaneda. And I mean, just from watching those, you're going to learn a lot about personal growth, leadership, and really what the products are, and the amazing testimonies that are behind the products. And Lori Harrison's video about Candida is actually on there still. So Plexus hasn't made her take it down. So I would go and watch it and save it before they make her take it down, because they probably will soon, because it's totally not compliant. But you will learn a lot. So if you really are just getting into this and you're new and don't know too much about gut health, she is amazing. She's our fungus queen, and you're going to learn a lot from that video. And also there's a book called Recaging the Beast, and that book is incredible for learning about gut health and why we're so sick, and really down to the root of what's going on in our bodies too. So the girl who really wrote this book, she was like an assistant to a doctor. And she really just goes and really just talks about what happened during that. I think it was a 10-year period. And so she talks about how how her friend would basically start healing these people naturally that would have all these different ailments. And it's incredible. So that book is great. It's also on Amazon. So get some books, watch some videos, you guys. Watch them every day, because I know that what we do every day really does matter. So I like to start my day with motivation, or at least watch something. The book is Recaging the Beast. And the girl's first name is Sylvia. I know that. But it is on Amazon. So that's really good. So some books and some videos are really great. Just be consistent. Like I said, I work my whole business on Facebook. So definitely utilize it. It's an amazing tool. I'll encourage you guys to add people that you have mutual friends with that aren't in Plexus, because they'll get added to your newsfeed and they're going to see your stuff. So what I'm doing right now is I'm in a health coaching program, and I'm adding people from that group, and I'm making a separate newsfeed for them. So how you can do that is you're going to click on your newsfeed, and you can go to friends and you can make your own newsfeed. So if you have some cheer moms that are together that you want to just really market towards them, or you want to have them all in just one space so you don't have to go on your friends list and look for them, it's really awesome. It is time consuming, but it's so worth it. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm really excited about it. So definitely those are awesome tools. But I'll just tell you guys, if you're going to convention, get ready, because it's amazing and it's a game changer for sure. For me, it changed everything. I knew I could do this, and I'll just encourage you guys to take a notebook and just get ready, and just take what you can from that weekend, because it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. It's going to be a blast for sure. So just get belief in yourself. Be consistent with the products, share with passion, and just be genuine. And I see a lot of salesy graphics on Facebook, but I'll encourage you guys to, what I tell my team is, if you weren't in Plexus, would this turn you off from Plexus? So just go into that mindset when you're posting, and before you click post, just think about that. Just keep it engaging, keep it fun, and don't just puke Plexus on Facebook. You're going to want to have a healthy balance. So post things that you're doing. Your friends really want to see what you're doing, what your life is all about. So for me, it's about Zumba, health coaching stuff, dancing, being active, working out, and I throw plexus in there too. So really whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have kids, just post whatever you're doing and fit plexus where you can. So that's really important. But yeah, Facebook is huge. I think that's all I got.
I love it, Jordan. I love your testimony. I've never heard like the whole health testimony before. And so I really loved that. And of course, I love your business testimony as well. And I just love you. But I want you to share with us, like, so let's talk about like maybe some struggles or challenges that you kind of had along the way, and what maybe like changes, or what did you do to change, and then obviously, get to Emerald. So you were probably stuck at Ruby for how long? Maybe not stuck.
I went in spring 2014. I went senior Ruby in September 2014. So I went pretty fast, but I got stuck at senior Ruby. I went Emerald in March of this year. So for a good year and a half probably. And I was really blessed to have those two really strong legs in the beginning, and they really did carry me for a while. And I got stuck because I wasn't really recruiting myself. I wasn't doing the things that a leader should be doing, and I was slacking on personal growth. So I came back from Phoenix last year. We had convention in Phoenix. So I came back after that, and I went full force into personal growth, and I was not going to stop. I started reading books. I mean, I probably read at least 5-6 books a week, just because I was going hard, because I was like, okay, I have to become the leader that my team deserves. And once I did that, and once I really started being intentional with my relationships and intentional with my Facebook posting, as well as sending messages and really doing those coffee dates, because I would go back and forth with somebody on Facebook for so long. And then I would say, okay, can we get on a phone call, or can we meet for coffee? And that way I can talk to them, and they can hear my tone, and I can hear what really their concerns are or their objections are, and then we can talk about it. So that's really what helped me. I really scheduled my time in, because I was actually in college during this time as well. So I was, any free time I had, I was working plexus. I was doing meetings, doing Zoom calls for my team, anything really. So, I mean, you just have to, if you're stuck, I've heard that there's a reason you're stuck. And for me, that was because I needed to become a leader. If I had become Emerald whenever I did, when I thought I was going to, it wouldn't have really been as big of a deal as it was in March. I wouldn't have been ready. So it was good. It was a good thing, because I became the leader. I did so much personal growth. So I'll just encourage you guys, if you're stuck and you don't know really what's going on, get some John C. Maxwell books. He's amazing. And once you start getting books on Amazon, you're going to see, I think on the left or underneath that, you can see recommendations. So anything that's on there will be great for sure. But that's whenever I got stuck. But it really does make a difference. So I always tell my team that you need to be doing what you want your team to be doing. So if you're not going to events, if you're not sponsoring, if you don't have high PV, your team's not going to really do it either. So we always do, like, we welcome people all the time. So people are going to see the momentum and they're going to get excited. So once I started recruiting, I recruited 25 people this year by myself. And that's just because I knew that I had to get my team excited, and they saw that. I made a video about it and I shared it with them, and they were like, oh my gosh. So, because I was recruiting probably 5 people a month. That's awesome. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
So, I mean, just whatever you want your team to be doing, you have to be that example. So getting to events is huge. And it really, the events will build the belief. You actually get roots in plexus. So I tell my team to be plexus for life. So you need to think about it in a way that you're doing this for yourself. So if you're taking the products, you're loving the products, focus on you, and then put that positive energy out there, put out there that plexus is amazing. And if it takes you 10 years to go Emerald, is it worth it? Absolutely, because you're making 6 figures. If it takes, I mean, Celeste is crazy, so don't even think about 6 months, because she is nuts. Nobody does that at all. She's just a different breed for sure. But that's awesome. Some people do it faster than me. It took me 2.5 years to go Emerald. Sometimes it takes people 5 years. That's okay. It's totally worth it. So just keep going. I see
So
questions.
what do you say to potentials?
Lord.
Like if you're just going to cold message someone, what would you say to them?
It would be different each person. So I like to message people that have liked my stuff or have liked it at all. I keep a running list. So I always will message them and say, hey, I saw that you liked my post. I appreciate the support. I was just curious, are you supporting me, which I love, or are you interested in the products? And that's basically all I'll say. And sometimes, but most of the time they'll come back with, yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. So that's one thing I'll do. But if I'm cold messaging, I'll probably do a voice text. And it would just depend on the person. I would say, hey, I hope you're doing amazing. The reason I would probably cold text would be if I'm doing a special, if I have trial packs on hand, or if we got a new product. So there has to be a reason, or if we have like a meeting coming up. So like online events are really good for an excuse to follow up with people, as well as cold message people, because you have something that you can send them a link to that they can join. So just anything, just have like a reason to, whether it's an event, a special, a new product, just that's whenever I would cold message people.
But other than that, you said you like to do the voice message do you do that through Facebook messaging or?
Yeah, I love voice text.
I do too.
It's awesome. I feel like you get more of a response because people don't really realize that you can do it. So they're like, oh, this is fantastic. And then they'll like respond and they're like, this is so cool. I know that happened to one of my girls. So
well, I think they can hear the passion and the excitement in your voice when you do a voice text, and it sounds a lot more genuine than if you just do a written message.
I agree.
So what do you do about the ones who are on the fence, and how often do you approach them, and how?
It's pretty much like I said. I will basically just text them back if we're having anything special or like products, and then I'll also just say, hey, how are you doing? Not anything about plexus. I'll just say, hey, how's everything going, or hey, how's everything doing? So that's really what I would do. Just following up with people, because it usually always goes right back to plexus because they know that we've talked previously. So, because I know especially like people will say that they're going to go home and join, and then they won't, and then they will, I guess, like, I don't know, they lost their cell phone or they went MIA. I don't know what happens, but I'll say, hey, how's everything going? And then they'll feel bad and they're like, oh, I just got, or something came up, or I got in a car wreck, or I had to pay for this, I had to pay for that. But you never really know what people are dealing with. But that way it's not just like, hey, are you ready to join my team yet? Hey, do you want to try the products? Like, it's very neutral so people can bring it up themselves.
And how often do you follow up with people? I mean, do you do it like, I mean, I guess maybe it depends on the person, or.
It depends on the person. If it's customers, at least every other week. If it's like team members that I'm really wanting to coach, it's probably every other day. And then once they get to a place where I feel like they can go on their own, I'll let go and then not really be as present. So yeah. And then with them, it's probably every week. I'll say, hey, how's everything going? Like Shonda Spencer, she's a senior Ruby. And I talk to Shonda probably every day, but it's not about plexus. We talk about Zumba because she's good. She's got like an awesome, huge team. So she doesn't really need coaching anymore.
So what is your like daily method of operation? How does your day look like working plexus?
It changes every day. So sorry, I can't see you guys. There we go. Okay. So it changes every day. I always try to follow up with somebody. I always post on my team page at least once a day. I post on plexus, about plexus twice a day on my personal page, making sure that I post probably at least 4 to 5 times on my personal page every day. But I always want to follow up with a couple team members, follow up with some customers, and then try to send out at least 2 messages to somebody new or somebody who hasn't joined yet that really wanted to or was thinking about it. So, I mean, it depends, because during college it was hard to work it, but now it's a lot easier. So it just depends. Like, my DMO changes every day.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's the great thing about this business is you can be flexible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you had business builders pretty early on. Did that make it easier to create participation and momentum? Do you have any tips for creating the team culture?
Yeah. It did make it easier for me to promote early on, but I think we all got pretty lucky in the beginning because we all started around the same time. And so we kind of just learned as we went together. And we had to learn ourselves how to create that team culture. So what we've been doing is I do a weekly powwow with my team every week. So I have somebody on the team as a guest, and they're going to share the testimony, and then they give 5 tips. It's under 25 minutes, super quick, and I record them, and then I post them. So it's every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So that's really helped at least have some type of training, and it's super short. So people who have a squirrel attention span like me, they can get it done really fast, or they can go back and watch it. So it's really great. We also do like monthly get-togethers, where we just went to a place called Blue Garden in Oklahoma City last weekend. So we just get together and have lunch or something at least once a month, and that's really helped boost morale. And then I do a lot of contests. So a couple of contests that have helped me is getting people qualified, especially if you're going to rank up that month early. You want to do a contest from the 1st to the 15th and give away something. People love plexus swag, at least my team does. I do plexus swag, Kinder Scott earrings. Really anything is good. My team is not motivated by cash. I don't know if y'all's is, but mine is not at all. But and then I do another contest from the 15th to the 31st if I'm ranking up for that month. Or if I know that some team members are hitting some big goals and big ranks, then I'll do one for them that month too. But it just really depends. But one contest I did, and it really did help me go Emerald. I stole it from Nikki Hinkle. And so every 30 ambassadors that we would add, I would draw for a prize. So we started out with Kinder Scott earrings, and then we'd move up. And each time we moved up, it basically increased in value. And we ended with a Michael Kors purse. And so basically how you got into the drawing was you had to basically add a new ambassador with a welcome pack. And so those 30 people, if they wanted to be entered into the next drawing for something, they would have to add another ambassador. So people continuously want to add people so they get into the drawings. So that really did help me. I did the contest up to 190 people so I could give myself some leeway for some people that were going to go inactive, because it's inevitable. People will go inactive, and it really did help me go Emerald for sure. So that contest started in January of this year, and it ended in March. So we added over 190 people by March. So it really is awesome, especially if you're trying to hit those big ranks. It helps. And then, I mean, what I did for just me for this year, I wanted to add 25 people myself, like I said. So in my office downstairs, I have a sticky note board. And so they were all blank in the beginning of 2016. And every time I get a new ambassador, I write their name down and I put a check mark. And so I can really see how close I am to my goal. And then I can also get really excited every time I get a new ambassador, and I'm like, okay, we're getting closer. Let's do this. So it really does help with visualizing where you want to go and what you need to be doing. So my screensaver for the past, I guess since October, has been an Emerald, because I knew where I was going, and I had it on my bathroom mirror, Emerald 2016. So just getting it in front of you where you can see it every day and remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. It could be financial freedom that you're going after, or being a stay-at-home mom, or quitting your job, or getting to travel, whatever it really is. Just really get it in front of you so you know that the time that you're spending doing this is so worth it. And I'll tell you guys, it is so worth it, because I wouldn't know what I would be doing if it wasn't for Plexus. Because my goal was to become a personal trainer. I knew that they don't make very much money, because I'm a fitness instructor, so I know that personal trainers make nothing. And I knew I was going to have to work hard for very little money and sacrifice a lot. So this coming into my life, getting to quit college, getting to really do what I love. I just got an office away from my house. I can go there tomorrow and work, and it's incredible. So this opportunity is for anybody. And you hear that all the time and you think that's so cheesy, but it is so true that it's not exempt from anybody. Like anybody can do this. So just go all in and really take what you can from this training and take what you can from YouTube and just really go all in this year and don't stop till you get where you want to go, for sure.
So how do you start out conversations with people, with people to try and interest them in the products or have them join your team?
I'll just start building a relationship with them. So a lot of my Zumba students, my market's mainly my Zumba students. So I've added all of them on Facebook because I have a Zumba group page. So I interact with them on that and then just on their personal pages too. So whenever you're doing that, you're building trust and rapport with them, and they're going to be seeing your stuff more, which is great. So they're all seeing my Plexus posts, they're liking them, they're commenting on them. And I'll occasionally do a trial pack giveaway. So that really does get people who haven't really ever liked anything, because people love free stuff. And then you can message them about liking your post and all of that too, which is really nice. So, but when it comes to people just like talking about them and getting them into that, I guess, place where you can talk Plexus with them, it's just building a relationship with them. And I wouldn't talk Plexus with somebody who I didn't have a relationship with, because it would come across as salesy. So I always build that relationship first and then talk Plexus later.
Yeah, I am really big on that too.
Yeah.
Now, how do you approach the ones that, like, if there's someone that has something negative to say about it, maybe they say they've had it before, it tastes bad, or it's too expensive. Like, how do you kind of counteract those type of objections?
I'll tell them, because my trainer actually, she tried the Slim, didn't like the taste. I said, girl, just put lemon in it. So I always tell people, you don't be defensive, just be very light with what you're saying. So I just basically said, girl, just put lemon in it. If it's too sweet for you, add lemon. Or you can take it like a shot. That's what I told her. I said the benefits outweigh what it tastes like for sure. Chris McCall, he says, I would drink it if it tastes like gasoline. So, I mean, that's just it's two things you could say. And then as far as cost, I always tell people it's like $2 a day. I said it's saved me money. I used to be at Sonic at happy hour, and I didn't say this, but I used to drink 88 ounces of Coca-Cola every single day. Yeah. And we're small people. That's not normal. So it's actually saving me money in Starbucks, donuts, fast food. I used to basically fund Taco Bueno, Starbucks, Taco Bell. I mean, my diet is so different now. So I just really tell people that, like, it saved me so much money. And they're like, really? And they're shocked. So just be light about it. Don't get defensive. And not everybody will join you, and that's totally fine. Just move on to the next person.
And then I think I missed a question up here. It says, okay, so when you coach your runners every other day, how are you coaching them, and what are you saying to them?
Usually we're just talking, so I'll just send them some videos, or I'll just see how they're doing, and just really encourage them and pour into them, and just tell them I think that they can do this and that they've got this. And then really, once that happens, once they're there, I'll pull back and then go to somebody else. So I'm actually going to start probably a 10-week coaching program after convention, and I'm really excited about it. So once I have it all finalized, I'll probably put it out there for everybody, but I'm pumped. It's going to be really fun.
Okay, so, okay. My teacher friends aren't willing to spend the money, but they need Plexus the most. I haven't been able to get one to commit. And I kind of think what she was saying on that one is really maybe making them see, like, if they're saving money, now, letting them see, like, it's really only $2 a day.
Yeah.
Look at what you're saving. Okay, let's go to this next one.
There's a post out there that people say, like, what have you given up since you started Plexus, or how has Plexus helped you save money? So you can do that post on there, tag some people that people would see it and comment, and then you can tag your friends that are having that objection, and they can kind of see that you do save money with Plexus. So that's a really good way to do it in a very light way that people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do you give samples? Especially if, can we post that? You're just starting out and don't have a lot. Can we post that?
Like give samples for free?
Yes.
It just would depend on the person. I always tell people that they should pay for them because they see a value in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like I've been given so many different samples from so many different products, and they just get thrown on my shelf. So it's just like one of those things. If you give them just a slim packet, they probably won't take it. So I'd make people pay for it for sure. I mean, you're spending your hard-earned money on the trial pack. You should make them pay for it too, so you at least get reimbursed. So I just think that they would see value and they'd actually take it.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
But I have given them away, and I mean, it's happened because I've messaged them and say, hey, how'd you like the trial pack? They're like, oh my gosh, it's still in my car. I'm like, are you kidding? It's been probably a week. I'm like, okay.
8 months later, they still haven't.
Yeah, seriously. So it really does make a difference when they pay for it themselves.
Okay, when they ask you what products will help them, do you refer to the cheat cards? How do you make sure to recommend the right products to each person?
I ask them questions. So if somebody ever asks me, I want to try plexus, I always ask them, do you have any health problems? And then we kind of just go from there. So what I found out in the past 2.5 years is it's not just weight loss for people. They always have something else, weight loss, and they may not have a illness or an issue. But for me, I wanted to lose weight. I had sleeping issues. I was exhausted all the time. And that really went back to my gut health being crazy out of whack. So I always start people on the triplex. I think that's really important, getting our gut in check before we start losing weight. Because if, like for me, I would lose 2 pounds, gain 5. And I could never really get that under control because I had really bad gut health issues. So once I got my gut in check, I lost 15 pounds in 2 months so fast. So, I mean, getting that in check is so important. So I always put people on triplex, really regardless of what they want to do, because I feel like that's the most important thing.
So when you're out, like if you're out marketing or you're out and about, do you keep like slim on you? Do you hand out slim packets in your business card or samples?
I really don't ever do that. I'm wearing plexus stuff probably 24/7, but I do carry trial packs with me. So if they ask about it, I'll always mention that I have some in my purse if they would like to try it, and then I'll tell them it's $10. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I'm kind of an introvert, so I don't like to run people and chase them down in parking lots and be like, try plexus. It's not me. I love Facebook, and if they ask me about it, then I'll be like, I'll love to talk about it, but I don't like to do that stuff.
Unless you're like with Chris McCall, he probably.
I would just go with Chris McCall for just entertainment.
Yeah.
I would just walk. It'd be hilarious.
Wait. Okay, so then they're asking, when you do that and you offer a sample, do you just ask them for the money on the spot? And I would say you probably do. Yes.
Yeah, and then I make sure to add them on Facebook or get their contact information, because my card will probably get lost in their purse and I won't ever hear from them again.
Yeah.
So be sure that you get their contact info too.
And you know what? I found it to be real effective if you ask someone if they're on Facebook and then automatically go and friend them there and check and, hey, why don't you accept my friendship and whatever, like you message them.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like they're in, and that's, a good way to, even if you're not talking plexus, to just friend them on Facebook, and then they start seeing your plexus post and it kind of goes from there.
Absolutely.
Because I'm the same way. I'll lose their card or their phone number, or I won't even know what this number is in my phone.
Yeah, seriously. Terrible.
Let's see. Okay. I think I read through all the questions. Yes, I can do that. Okay. I think we've gone through all the questions. Thank you so much for your time, Jordan. If you are, Look, I knew once I said thank you, then someone would pop up with a question.
You're good. You're good.
Would you say business cards are worth purchasing? Absolutely. Or do you think it's an effective tool? Yes.
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 I think Facebook is good, but giving them your card is really important too. So make sure you add them on Facebook and then just like get business cards. I mean, it just makes you feel official, and I mean, it's awesome. I always carry some in my purse and I just hand them out to people, especially my Zumba students. They're important. And it also on the back of mine, it says some things like, are you dealing with blah, blah, blah. So it lists those out and people are dealing with those things. So it's really cool. They're like, oh yeah, I want to try it.
And I think I read somewhere about like business cards and people that have business cards versus those that don't are like, it's like 89% more successful.
Oh yeah.
So I just think it makes you look more kind of legit if you have a business card.
Yeah.
So how do you keep everything organized, and what are your favorite tools?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm the world's worst like organized person ever. But I got a planner this year, and that really did help me because I would forget my head if it wasn't attached to my body. So getting a planner is important, and you have to learn to plan things out. And it was a process for me, but I love my planner now. So get a planner. That's really helped. And I got an Erin Condren planner so I can schedule my time out. I can put when I have meetings, and you can get cute stickers if you want to make it fun too. But people always ask me the question, how did you work plexus in college? And I said, you have to be really good at time management, and you have to practice it. You're not just going to wake up one day and be great at it. You have to practice it and set that time aside. So just that's really why being organized is important, and why you can learn to be organized, because I was really not that organized person, but now I'm okay at it. But you have to kind of learn to do it.
So I will say too, I'm an extremely unorganized person, and I had to force myself. The first year I had an Erin Condren planner, I bet I hardly wrote in it at all. And I dedicated myself to like writing in it this year. And now I'm like, it's my lifeline. I feel completely lost if I can't find it.
Same here, my life.
So, there was a really good question. Okay, so what's your strategy when people don't give plexus 60 to 90 days? Do you try to revive your white lines? And if so, do you have any tips on how you do that, or do you just keep moving forward?
So in regards to white lines, like with people who you're following up with, if we're having specials, if I'm going to, this is just me, but if I was going to rank up like I was ranking up to Emerald, I sent them all messages and just said, hey, I'm doing a special this month for people who order. They had, like, everybody got a t-shirt if they went and got 100 PV. So for specials, new products, if we're doing an awesome new contest that we're doing, I'll reach out to them. And but if people don't give it enough time, I'll just basically talk a little bit about gut health and my own journey, and why different products in the past for me didn't work, and why plexus did once I gave it a little bit of a chance. So that's really it. But you can't ever make people do anything they don't want to do. So I'll just encourage you to bless and release and just move on, because you never really know who that next person you talk to. It could be your rock star. So just keep moving on, and don't get discouraged, because I have about 80 level ones myself, and majority of those in the beginning are now inactive because I didn't know what I was doing, and that's okay. They might come back, they might not, and that's fine. So just keep moving forward. That's what I would tell you.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I kind of do the same thing. It's just every once in a while, I always touch base, but keep moving forward, keep adding new people. So thank you so much for your time, Jordan. You are just precious, and I cannot wait to see you at convention. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you, and just very thankful that you took time to share with our team tonight. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you in Vegas.
Yes, I'm so excited. 1 week.
Woo!
Bye.